Well, today marks the beginning of Loneliness Awareness Week, and I often have a bit of a joke with Teresa every time she goes out. I say, "Oh, great, I'm home alone. I can have the TV up loud and all that." But loneliness is it's a serious problem, and a serious problem for those that are getting on in years, and particularly in aged care facilities. Would you believe 9 in 10 Australians report feeling lonely at some point in aged care? You would think that there'd be a lot of people in that particular facility, but they still feel lonely. Older adults are at a higher risk due to age-related factors, and volunteer numbers in aged care have dropped ever since COVID. But there is a new app which is called TeaTime, and one of the co-founders of that particular app is a fellow by the name of Jimmy Leishman, and Jimmy is on the line at the moment. Hello, Jimmy.
Hello there, Barry. How are you?
Look, I'm not too bad. So, TeaTime, what's all this about?
Look, thank you for having me on the show today. My Sundays are not normally this interesting, so thank you very much.
That's a pleasure, absolute pleasure.
Well, let me give you a bit of backstory, actually. So, TeaTime is, at its simplest, it's a photo and video sharing platform built for aged care. 2022, my co-founder Ed and myself, we had the idea. It's very, very simple, and it's grown, quite significantly since, given the need for connection among, those living further from their families in care, and those who receive no visitors in aged care. So, up to 40% don't. So it's come on strong, I think, given the need is more pressing than ever, really. Because
it would be hard to design an app for the elderly, because they're really, they're not up to date when it comes to computers or anything like that. So what sort of difficulties did you have to overcome?
Well, look, I think the best way to answer that question, there's, a lot of consultation with families, with carers and residents. Now, the beautiful thing about our TeaTime, the resident doesn't need a phone. They do not need a phone. The wellbeing teams in these beautiful aged care facilities, such as Medical and Aged Care Group, who are committed to innovation and technology in the industry, they act as the conduit. They're the ones that deliver the message on the TeaTime iPads, and bringing them ever closer to the resident and creating a more partnership in care. So, digital literacy, absolutely. It's not great among a lot of people, especially those aging in Australia and beyond. But on TeaTime, you don't need a phone. You don't need to.
That's a great idea, because I was thinking, how are you going to teach a lot of the elderly, on their phone with an app, and they don't even know what an app is, a lot of them, and it's they actually, so the staff at the various aged care facilities have an iPad, and they bring that out to you, and then you can talk to your family, basically.
Well, it's not live, not a live conversation like this. It's a video that's been shared from anywhere around the world, from a family member, a friend, anywhere around the world.
Right.
It arrives on your account, and the team get notified, and they can knock on the door and show you a picture of your grandson running the 100 metres, or your family in the Colosseum. This is a real one, Barry. A few weeks ago, we had a family member in the Colosseum in Rome take a photo.
Yeah.
It landed in an unassuming home in Ashwood, a beautiful home, Grand Cedar Aged Care, part of Medical and Aged Care Group as well. And the resident, there they are, connecting to their family who's on holiday. And look, that would never happen. That resident does not have a mobile device. And the funny thing here, I'll keep talking, I was in this home last week for the launch of Messages for Good, and in walks the family back from Rome, and the postcard just arrived.
Oh, really?
Yet the TeaTime message arrived months ago.
There's good timing.
There's something funny about this.
But no, it certainly is a great idea, and it must delight. I mean, you must be happy to see some of the looks on the faces of those in aged care when they actually receive a message like this. It must be refreshing, and it must give you great satisfaction.
Oh, it does, and I think it's become a passion of my life, my team's life, and it keeps us going. And building this, as you said, it takes time. It takes a lot of iteration and a lot of patience. But every single time a family messages us or speaks to us, or we have the privilege of witnessing a reaction to a moment arriving for the first time or for the 100th time, it keeps us going. It feels good. It feels good.
So they can get messages, but can they actually send messages to family on this particular app, or is it just one way?
Great question. They absolutely can.
Really?
And they do.
Mm.
They actually do. So you can send them back to your family, and this is great. This is almost the WhatsApp, connection here. You could have multiple families on TeaTime, similar to a WhatsApp group, and your message will hit every single one of those friends and family that you permit into your group. So we have families of 20, 30, if they're Italian or Lebanese, 40, 50 family members on one group chat, and it just goes off. Barry, it's brilliant.
I can imagine, yes, indeed. But no, it's a great idea, and I was really surprised that, when you see the figures like 9 in 10 Australians report feeling lonely in an aged care facility, and you think that there's a lot of people in those particular facilities, you would think, and they have a lot of various activities, for their residents, and you would think there would probably be no reason to feel lonely, but 9 in 10 actually report loneliness in those centres.
Well, it's 9 in 10. That particular stat was brought to us by Friends for Good, our partner, the non-for-profit, volunteer-driven, pioneers against, with the fight against loneliness. And that 9 in 10 is Australian-wide. That's adults. That's not just aged care. That is adults walking past you on the street. That's people that you talk to, and the mailman, the mail woman. It really doesn't make a difference who they are. It's 9 in 10. And in aged care, of course, no specific stats relating to that, except, not to my knowledge right now, but except 40%, up to 40% receive no visitors in an annual basis. And that could be, if you put that into a number, that's 70,000 people a year.
It is, isn't it? I mean, that's almost 1 in 2, isn't it? And in particular facilities, it's...
Absolutely.
No, it's. I remember when my mother was in an aged care facility, and I went to visit her for the first time. But I had to have a flu shot, which I didn't know, so they wouldn't let me in. So I don't have flu shots at all, but I had to go and get one so I can visit her. And it was back in almost just like the COVID years as well. But yes, and I think it's important that you've got to visit your family in aged care. Simple as that.
You do. You do. And just imagine this. You didn't know you had to get that flu jab. And on TeaTime, we call them TeaTimers, the families that use our application. They also receive updates from the home, around, safety, health and safety updates, just like that. Prepare to have your flu jab if not, perhaps, come down, and if you're not feeling well, don't come down. Or we have a volunteering day this weekend, and, they also get updates from the home. So it's not just pictures and photos between the family. It's very important communication with your aged care provider, bringing you much closer to what's happening on the ground. And when I think of Medical and Aged Care Group, one of our founding partners, if not the home of TeaTime, they've really helped us, point TeaTime in the right way. And they're very focused on tech and supporting solutions and innovations that enhance care for those, in their care. And they've really helped us, understand how to apply TeaTime. Building something is one thing, but how to apply it in aged care, you really got to have a good partner.
Oh, indeed. So what made you come up with the idea in the first place?
Oh, this is a great story. So 2022, October, it was a beautiful day, Barry, just like today.
It's raining. Nice. It's raining here. What are you talking about?
No, not here. Not here. Thank God. I was in an aged care facility with my colleague Ed Trick, and we had a chance encounter with a lovely resident who told us her son-in-law was the #1 tennis player in the world. We thought, what is happening here? This is Djokovic's mother-in-law sat next to us. In aged care, you don't know. You really don't know. It turns out his name was Glenn Busby. Now, he didn't come to mind straight away in terms of being a #1 tennis player, but I Googled him, and there he was, winning heats in Miami. He was over 65 at the time, so he was a high-ranking tennis player over 65, but obviously the story had been, mixed up a bit. And anyway, quick Google search on my phone, and there he was, and the resident snatched my phone out of my hand and began to infinitely scroll through the pictures, and became very animated. It was almost a validation to the story, and it just kind of hit us there and then. We could do this for thousands of people around the country, and beyond.
So what's next?
What's next? Well, look, we could go anywhere here with this safe kind of community engagement platform in TeaTime. We can, hospitals, disability services, even doggy daycare. Doggy daycare. That's
daycare, really?
Yeah, people. Well, I tell you, companion animals, they act as family for a lot of people.
Oh, yeah, they do, don't they?
70% of Australians have a dog. And look, arriving on the TV. I won't give away too much, but can we arrive on the TV in a residence room to make the messages even more approachable and accessible? We probably can.
Oh, gee, there's something to work on, isn't it? Yeah. Gee, I'll tell you what, you got. It's a great idea and a great innovation, and I congratulate you for it because it's you're helping out a lot of, especially people in aged care. I think it's a great idea, and it's been an absolute, Jimmy. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, and thanks for filling us all in.
Oh, no problem, Barry. And look, thank you again to Friends for Good, our partner in this loneliness battle, and Medical and Aged Care Group especially for pointing us in the right direction and being pioneers as well. And thank you for having us on the show.